Joining us is Eric Persine, Director of Athletics here in Keller ISD. So Eric, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing with athletics in Keller for the upcoming school year.
Well, we've learned a lot over the summer, and we're going to actually fall into this next school year with some limitations that we have, but we're going to stick with doing our strength and conditioning and our skills instructions with all our different sports and so forth, and that includes cheer and drill. We've had a great summer. We've learned a lot. Our kids have stepped up into, we've had probably some of the most amount of kids we've had in our camps ever.
Yeah.
And probably because they want to be out of the house. So we're going to continue that. We're going to continue all our protocols that we're doing. We want to get as many kids in athletics as possible. Usually on a normal year, we usually have between 9,000 and 10,000 kids playing athletics in Keller ISD. So we're looking forward to the fall, and hopefully we can get there very quickly.
So if parents choose remote instruction, like a permanent remote instruction set up for the school year, can they participate in athletics if they're choosing remote?
They can. So it won't be a problem. It's still going to be on their schedule like any other thing. We'll have scheduled practices throughout the day. The kicker they have to realize is that if they stay remote, there's no problem with that, but they have to be here physically for practices for them to be able to be in a game or attend a game for.
So they got to be able to get there.
Yes.
Because we can't run. We can't run a bus to everybody's house just in the middle of the day to come pick up.
They're going to have to get there, and we're going to try to make it as simple as possible. And we realize there's some issues between a ninth grader and a senior.
Sure.
But we're going to work any way we can to help everyone we can.
Great. So let's talk about the recent announcements. We have a UIL announcement that came out the same day that the Tarrant County order came out. So how has that impacted us in Keller ISD?
Chaos.
That's one way to say it.
Organized chaos is what it says. We are scrambling right now to figure out a plan of action. The biggest thing that's kind of hit us is Tarrant County came out with their declaration, and it's limited what we can do inside, which basically is nothing. So our sports with cheer, drill, volleyball, basketball can no longer be inside until at least September 28th. They can move outside, but it's hard to tell a kid who's used to being inside all day that we're going to put you outside in 98-degree weather. For the outside groups, baseball, softball, track, football, everything else, we're able to do everything we can. They did put the limitation back onto us where everything has to be 6 feet social distancing, and so we're adhering to that right there. That's kind of closed us up a little bit because before this we could actually do some one-on-one stuff, but we're not allowed to do that anymore. But hopefully September 28th will come and we'll be able to get back into that mode.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about high school athletics and the UIL requirements there. What is middle school athletics going to look like?
It'll be a little different. Of course, with high school athletics, most of our fall sports start prior to school for sure. Right. In middle school, they can't start until at least the first day of school, plus they have to get 5 to 7 days of acclimation period before they can do any type of outside the day athletics. So that's going to be a kind of concern that we're going to have to work through. We're also limited on the amount of days per season for volleyball and football, so those are some things that we'll have to figure out what's that going to look like.
And then the next transition is, what does pre-K through 12th grade PE look like for both in-person and remote?
Yeah, for remote, it's going to almost similar look like what we did in the spring. Our PE teachers and our 2 coordinators are doing a great job of creating those lessons on the different platforms so that the parents can see those, so they can, any type of skills or activities that we ask them to do, they'll be able to see it online and be able to have their kid do it as well. If it's in person, really our only issue we have to a point is if we're still under that 6 feet order of social distancing, that's going to cause some issues. We'll probably counter that by trying to go outside as much as we can in the fresh air, in the space, and so forth. If we're inside, we're just going to have to be kind of creative thinking what we're doing to keep our space between each other.
Got it. So what else would you like to make sure our parents or our community knows about what's going on in athletics?
I think that the one thing that I can really say is I appreciate how much through strength and conditioning and skills that we've done this year, the open communication to the lines of the parents and the kids. Any issues that we've developed, they've been very open with us. We've been able to work through everything. And our goal really is to get back on the fields and the courts and the pools and everything else as quick as we can in the safest manner, not only for our staff, but for our community and for our student athletes.
Well, I appreciate what you, your team, coaches, teachers all across the district have been doing. So thank you very much, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.